Welcome to the dark side, exploring the dark shadows of true crime. Tonight, we'll explore the dark shadows of the Tara Leigh Calico disappearance. Where is she? Is she alive? Or did someone throw her away? Let's look at the bizarre story of Tara Calico. Tara Calico, 19 years young, she says bye to Mum and sets off on a bike ride. Neither her nor her pink Huffy bicycle was ever seen again. Was she kidnapped? Or worse, every disappearance has one thing in common. The commonality is a broken family left behind to gather all the pieces, as disturbing as it is. I present the story of Tara Calico.
September 20th, 1988 dawned like any other day in Valencia County, New Mexico. The sun rose gently over the horizon, casting a golden hue over the small, tight-knit community. 19-year-old Tara Calico, a vibrant young woman with a passion for life, prepared for her daily bike ride. She was known for her infectious energy and her love for the outdoors. It was a routine she relished, a chance to clear her head and enjoy the warm New Mexico sun. Tara's morning rides were her sanctuary, a time to reflect and find peace before the day's activities. Little did she know this seemingly ordinary day would be her last. The tranquility of the morning would soon be shattered by an unimaginable event. Tara set off on her usual route along Highway 47, her pink Huffy bicycle gliding beneath her. The familiar rhythm of her pedaling was a comforting constant in her life. She had planned to meet her boyfriend for a game of tennis later that afternoon. It was a date she was looking forward to, a break from her studies and responsibilities. As she pedaled past the familiar landscape, she was blissfully unaware of the dark fate that awaited her. The scenic beauty of the rural area masked the danger that lurked nearby. Witnesses later reported seeing a young woman matching Tara's description, riding her bike trailed by a light-colored pickup truck. The truck's presence was unsettling, a shadow that followed her every move. Some recalled the truck appearing to tailgate Tara's bicycle, raising concerns about a possible abduction. The sight of the truck so close to her bike sent chills down the spines of those who saw it. However, these accounts varied in detail, leaving investigators with more questions than answers. The inconsistencies in the witness statements made it difficult to piece together a clear narrative. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Tara failed to show up for her tennis date. Her boyfriend waited, growing increasingly anxious with each passing minute. Concern turned to alarm when she didn't return home that evening. Her family, gripped by a chilling fear, knew something was terribly wrong. They frantically made phone calls, hoping for any news that would bring relief. Tara, a responsible young woman, would never vanish without a trace. Her disappearance left a void in the community, a lingering question of what had happened to the bright young woman who had so much ahead of her. The community rallied together, organizing search parties and scouring the area for any sign of Tara. Volunteers combed through fields, forests, and roadsides, driven by the hope of finding her safe and sound. Law enforcement set up roadblocks and questioned drivers, trying to piece together Tara's last known movements. Every lead was pursued, every tip followed up, but the mystery only deepened. As days turned into weeks, the hope of finding Tara alive began to wane. The community held candlelight vigils, praying for her safe return and offering support to her grieving family. Tara's family clung to her memory, holding on to the hope that one day they would find answers. The pain of her absence was a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. Tara's last known moments remain a haunting mystery, a story of a young life interrupted and a community forever changed. The search for truth continues, driven by the love and determination of those who refuse to forget her.
There was talk, mostly among law enforcement, that Tara had run away, but those who knew her knew better. It just didn't make sense. And the initial investigation brought forth some odd evidence. Not only was Tara gone, but so was her bicycle. And what about her Walkman? She took it along on every bike ride. It was found, very likely marking the spot where she was abducted. And what about the mysterious Polaroid picture? Let's listen to more.
Some speculated that Tara had run away, but her loved ones vehemently dismissed this theory. They knew her well and were certain she would never leave without a word. She had everything to live for and no reason to disappear voluntarily. Tara was a bright, happy young woman with a promising future ahead of her. A glimmer of hope emerged when searchers discovered pieces of Tara's Sony Walkman scattered along Highway 47. This discovery reignited the search efforts and brought a new sense of urgency to the investigation. The discovery, while troubling, suggested that Tara had met with foul play. It was a chilling reminder that something terrible had happened to her. The Walkman, a cherished possession she always carried with her, became a poignant symbol of her absence. It was a small, tangible piece of her life that had been violently disrupted. Despite their best efforts, investigators were unable to identify a suspect or determine what had happened to Tara. The case grew more complex and baffling with each passing day. The case, shrouded in mystery, began to fade from the headlines. The media moved on to other stories, and the public's attention waned, but the pain and uncertainty for Tara's family remained. However, Tara's family refused to give up hope, clinging to the belief that one day they would learn the truth about her disappearance. They held vigils, kept her memory alive, and continued to push for answers, determined to find justice for Tara. A haunting clue, the mysterious Polaroid. In June 1989, nearly a year after Tara vanished, a chilling discovery breathed new life into the investigation. The small town of Port St. Joe, Florida, was about to become the center of a nationwide mystery. A woman shopping at a convenience store in Port St. Joe, Florida, found a Polaroid photograph lying in the parking lot. She bent down, picked it up, and was immediately struck by the disturbing image it contained. The image, faded and unsettling, showed a young woman and a boy, both bound and gagged, their eyes wide with terror. The photograph was grainy, but the fear in their eyes was unmistakable. It was a haunting snapshot that seemed to capture a moment of sheer horror. The woman immediately contacted the police, who circulated the photograph nationwide. The authorities hoped that someone, somewhere, might recognize the individuals in the photo and provide a lead. Tara's mother, Patty Dole, became convinced that the young woman in the Polaroid was her daughter. She scrutinized the photograph, comparing it to family photos of Tara, and the resemblance was undeniable. The resemblance was striking, and the fear in the girl's eyes mirrored the terror Patty imagined Tara had endured. Patty's heart ached as she thought about the possibility that her daughter was still alive, but in unimaginable distress. The FBI analyzed the Polaroid, but the results were inconclusive. They used advanced techniques to try to determine the photograph's authenticity and the identities of the individuals, but the evidence was not definitive. Some experts believed the photograph was authentic, while others dismissed it as a hoax. The debate among professionals only added to the confusion and uncertainty surrounding the case. The boy in the photo was never identified, adding another layer of mystery to the already perplexing case. Who was he, and what was his connection to the young woman who resembled Tara? The Polaroid, despite its ambiguity, reignited public interest in Tara's disappearance. News outlets across the country picked up the story, and the photograph was featured in newspapers, on television, and on bulletin boards. The haunting image served as a stark reminder that Tara was still missing, and that someone, somewhere, might hold the key to unlocking the secrets of her fate. The photograph became a symbol of hope and despair, a clue that could potentially lead to answers or deepen the mystery even further. As the investigation continued, the Polaroid remained a focal point, a chilling testament to the unresolved case of Tara's disappearance. In 2008, 20 years after Tara's disappearance, then Valencia County Sheriff René Rivera made a startling announcement. He claimed that Tara had died in a car accident on the day she vanished and that her death was an accident, not a crime. Rivera alleged that several teenagers, whom he refused to name, had been present at the time and had covered up the incident out of fear. Rivera's statement was met with skepticism and outrage. Tara's family dismissed it as a desperate attempt to close the case without accountability. They pointed to the lack of physical evidence to support Rivera's claim and criticized his refusal to name the individuals allegedly involved. The sheriff's statement, far from bringing closure, only deepened the mystery surrounding Tara's disappearance. It raised more questions than it answered, leaving Tara's loved ones and the public wondering if the truth would ever be revealed.
I'm certainly wondering if this case will ever be solved. Does Sheriff Rivera really know what happened? Is he involved in a cover-up? Or is he just trying to clear a tough case? Either way, something doesn't sit right with him. Rivera came on TV to answer questions, and when he left, we have more questions. Later, in 2013, the Valencia County Sheriff's Department created a task force dedicated solely to this case. In 2019, the FBI followed suit. Let's listen.
In 2013, fueled by the unwavering determination of Tara's family and renewed public interest in the case, the Valencia County Sheriff's Office formed a task force dedicated to solving Tara's disappearance. The task force, composed of experienced investigators, aimed to re-examine old evidence, pursue new leads, and bring fresh perspective to the cold case. The FBI also joined the effort, offering a $20,000 reward in 2019 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible for Tara's disappearance. The reward, a testament to the FBI's commitment to seeking justice for Tara, signaled that the case was far from forgotten. These renewed efforts, while unable to bring immediate answers, offered a glimmer of hope to those who had never given up on finding out what happened to Tara. The task force and the FBI reward served as powerful reminders that the pursuit of justice, even after decades, could never truly be silenced.
Join us next week, right here, on the Tenza channel, for another episode of The Dark Side. Explore, with me, the dark shadows of true crime. Next week, we'll explore the disappearance of Johnny Gosch. There's never been a disappearance with so many twists. Johnny Gosch. Where is he? What happened to him? Tune in next week and go with me down the rabbit hole of the Johnny Gosch story. Next week, join us again on The Dark Side. Together, we'll explore the shadows of unsolved crime. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click all the things so you don't miss The Dark Side. Next Friday, I invite you to join me as I take you down the crazy rabbit hole of the Johnny Gosch story. Johnny Gosch. What happened to Johnny? Where is he now? We'll explore that story next week. I'm Stephen Mavin. See you next time.